The store employee shocked her by refusing to allow the bear to be named after Charlie Kirk. She wouldn't print the name on the bear's birth certificate, a decades-long tradition for the brand.
She just didn't agree with it. She didn't support it, and she told me, we're not doing this, folded it up in the forest and threw it away. I scoffed, walked away. I was like, Kaylee, you have to pay for this. I handed her my card, told her my PIN, and I walked away.
I went inside the Build-A-Bear and talked to the manager of the store. When I asked her if this happened here, she said it wasn't something she could comment on and told me to call their corporate office.
They offered me a $20 gift card just because we had a poor customer experience.
What's going on, guys? Happy Friday. So in another episode of Left Wing Lunacy, we got this employee of Build-A-Bear Workshop refusing to name one of the bears Charlie Kirk. Now, I can't believe how foolish some people are, willing to jeopardize their job. Like, we're talking about usually people that are going paycheck to paycheck, and yet they want to jeopardize it all over some sort of stance that I guess they've been politicized to have. We're not talking about an Adolf Hitler named doll or something. You know, we're literally talking about a guy who just was a free speech advocate and talked to college kids on campus that has been smeared by the fake news media and the radical left Democrats. So I guess they know how to do something right. They know how to smear the hell out of people on the right, because this is just insane. But without further ado, let's go ahead and react to this.
It was supposed to be fun.
Me and my friends decided we want to go to Build-A-Bear because we had to go up to Seattle anyways.
But these teens told me Friday's trip to South Center Mall turned political.
It definitely made us all very uncomfortable.
16-year-old Evie McCormick says all she wanted was to honor the man who inspired her for years on social media, Charlie Kirk.
That turned my life around in more ways than I can express. And his name is Charlie Kirk.
But that name didn't make it past the Build-A-Bear manager. Evie says when she finished the special keepsake, the store employee shocked her by refusing to allow the bear to be named after Charlie Kirk. She wouldn't print the name on the bear's birth certificate, a decades-long tradition for the brand.
She just didn't agree with it. She didn't support it, and she told me, we're not doing this, folded it up in the forest and threw it away. I scoffed, walked away. I was like, Kaylee, you have to pay for this. I handed her my card, told her my PIN, and I walked away.
I went inside the Build-A-Bear and talked to the manager of the store. When I asked her if this happened here, she said it wasn't something she could comment on and told me to call their corporate office. On the phone, a customer service rep told me the case is being handled internally by the appropriate department. Meanwhile,
I did call corporate, and I was on the phone for a good 45 minutes.
Evie's mom took matters into her own hands.
You got mama
They
involved.
offered me a $20 gift card just because we had a poor customer experience.
$20.
Days later, she says the company admitted that never should have happened and that they would retrain their workforce to keep politics out of the workplace.
Did she apologize?
She did. She said that their goal is to try to prevent this sort of situation from happening to anybody else.
Inside the store in Tukwila, the Build-A-Bear Workshop protection policy asks customers to refrain from typing indecent or distasteful names for furry friends. Evie says she never wanted a political standoff inside a store meant for kids. It was simply a way to commemorate the life of someone she looked up to.
It wasn't political until she made it that way.
Eva and her family say they hope this can be a lesson in today's political climate to respect others' beliefs, even at a toy store. Madeline Carter, King 5 News.
This person should have been fired. Like, how dare they offer a $20 gift card? Like, are you serious? Gee. I mean, Charlie Kirk, obviously, for crying out loud, the guy was assassinated. He was killed. And this dumb employee decides that no, that's too much for me. You're gonna have to ask Billy Bob over there or Jeff to go ahead and print that one out, because I'm not gonna do it. She didn't say that the person just refused. She said that they balled it up and threw it away. That's just the ultimate disrespect. I wonder if this was a black lady. I don't know. So I'm not gonna just blame the blacks, but this kind of does sound like some black customer service. Look, I feel like the white bad customer service might have just took and refused to do it, but the black customer service would do something extra disrespectful. But I don't actually know, guys. It's just a joke. Relax, okay? But this is really sad that we've got to this point where I can't believe how much the left has been able to get so many people, basically everybody that is considered a Democrat, to be overly political in every facet of their life. The propaganda is extremely effective. That's why you need channels like this one, the Black Anomaly Rising channel, and so many others, because we have to counter them guys. Like, they basically got this whole giant machine and a bunch of cogs in the machine, and we're sitting up there on the outside like, how the heck are we going to take this machine down? We can't exactly just throw wrenches in the machine because, you know, it's too many cogs. So the only other thing that we can do is build our own machine and see if we can take it down by having a more effective machine. It may not be quite as powerful per se, but it could still be just as effective, if not more effective. And as you can see, the fake and legacy news media is losing more and more prominence by the day.
The problem is that the right wing, hello, Scott, has taken advantage of this situation, I think, quite cleverly, quite wisely. They've played into a weakness.
What situation?
The situation of media being under attack. And so they've created a situation where...
You've almost got it. Keep going. What the right wing is taking advantage of is finally the American people saying enough is enough. They're tired of feeling like the mass media screens out one viewpoint versus another in political coverage. They're tired of media institutions favoring one party over another. They're tired of narratives over factual stories. If I had any advice for 60 Minutes or anybody else, it would be just cover the news and try to be fair about it and stop putting your finger on the scale, especially during campaigns.
You're talking about the old mass media myth that you could have this thing that was in the middle. The Walter Cronkite saying, that's the way it is, when it wasn't for many Americans the way it was. When people were pissed off.
People back in those days trusted the media, did they not?
No, they just couldn't be heard because there was no two-way. Now we have the internet.
Look at the Gallup polling. It was here, and now it's here. It's fallen off of a cliff.
Yeah, we do have that Gallup polling about trust in media, and now, as in recent years, and let's be honest, Scott, a lot of this is driven by the rhetoric on your side of the aisle. I mean, it's not.
You think it's driven by the rhetoric and not the performance?
Absolutely.
But my point is this: if you're CBS or any other news outlet, the reason that you have lost trust ought to be obvious to you, and the way to fix it also ought to be obvious to you. And it has nothing to do with Donald Trump and everything to do with the product. Just try to make a better product that appeals to more people. And the way you appeal to more people is by not crapping on half or more than half of the country because of their values and political viewpoints.
So we're definitely doing something right, but we got to keep going because they're starting to catch on. They're starting to use more of the, the YouTube shorts. They're starting to get more and more on social media. They're starting to use a lot of more influencers. Now, they're not genuine influencers, and, a lot of their content doesn't do great, but they certainly could pump out a lot more of it a lot faster than the average creator. I know President Trump won the election, and it seems like things were looking up, but then again, he won, and afterward, Charlie Kirk was killed. So like I told you guys, I've said it once, and I'll say it again, this battle is far from over. But let me know what you guys think. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. I appreciate you watching the Black Anomaly Rising channel. I'm out.
I want to be remembered for courage for my faith. That would be the most important.